You. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, good morning. It is Sunday morning. This is the two Dum Yinzers, and this is episode 360. I have all kind of things going on here so far. I can't hear Mike. Mike, talk to me. I can't hear you, man. You plugged in or you switched on?
I'm on, baby.
There we go.
No, there you go. I heard that.
I don't know what's on. Like, I was over here making fun of Derpy and no one talked to me, so I figured I went too far, but apparently I just heard me.
You're you can hear you now. Derpy's in rare form. I just want you to hold that.
I'm in ranch form right now.
Mike, I didn't even say anything. I got on and Derpy was mid-sentence.
Like, maybe I should unmute Derpy when he's in his thing. I should listen to
him. We're back, everybody. This is Sunday. This is the show. This is episode 360. 360, Mike. 360, brother.
360. Xbox 360.
Perfect circle is what it is.
I think Derpy's just upset because he went to see the Barbie movie and it ended up not being as good as he thought it was going to be, or perhaps Ken had a wiener or something. I don't know what the deal is, but Derpy is in rare form. I say he should have went and see he should have went to go see Oppenheimer instead of Barbie, but Derpy don't listen.
I didn't even see either.
You're supposed to go see both. It's Barbieheimer. You watch Barbie, and then you go watch Oppenheimer. You got to watch them both, boys. It's the summer of last summer was the summer of Top Gun. This is the summer of Barbieheimer. You have to watch them both.
What's the deal with this Barbie? It's huge. It's huge everywhere you go. It's Barbie.
Yeah, everyone's loving it. I'll probably when it comes out on streaming, I'll watch them both, but I'm not going to the movies. I hate people. I hate being around people. So how'd I go watch a movie in the theater?
I sure as hell wouldn't go see Barbie. I could tell you that.
Oh, I'd go see I'd go see Barbie. Hell yeah. Margot Robbie. Hell yeah.
I'm good on that.
No, you're lame.
Maybe I'll make my way down to Picklesburg. Go down to Picklesburg. I see a lot of people made their way down to Picklesburg this week. A couple things to do in town here, I guess. While the Pirates are out of town. We're gonna knock these Pirates out. That way I could get to Derpy. Derpy has a lot to say.
Derpy is on fire.
I'm ready to rant.
So you just keep it together, Derpy. Give us a few minutes.
I'm trying because I'm gonna
hold on. Just hold on.
I'm gonna go off.
Get their third win, third or fourth win in July.
Fourth.
Who's keeping track? Pirates win this game 3-0 yesterday over the Anaheim, California, Los Angeles Angels. You know, what I find intriguing about this matchup is you have, the MVP leading candidate giving up 4 home runs to the same team for the first time ever. O'Shaughnessy, of course, I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And then last night you see O'Shaughnessy go 0 for 4 at the plate with 3 strikeouts. This is what the Pirates do. This is what the teams like the Pirates do.
They suck.
That's baseball.
They don't do anything good. But if there's just these weird little things like come and hit 4 home runs off a guy that never given up 4 home runs in a game, or strike this guy out 3, these are the kind of things that the Pirates do. These are the kinds of things I've come accustomed to knowing that the Pirates do. And you know what? They're fun when it happens. It's like, oh, look at that. We whiffed this guy 3 times. We hit 4 home runs. We had 2 guys. We had a guy hit 2 home runs off him. So again, this is the kind of things you have to look forward to if you're a Pirates fan. It isn't the normal baseball things that you look forward to, like playoffs, pennants, World Series, things like that. So if you're enjoying that aspect of it, then you know what, you're doing the right thing as far as Pirate baseball, and that's what it is. That's all it is being the spoiler for people that are actually successful.
That's about all we have left as Pirate fans is what superstar can we make look bad for a day?
And that's what we do, and it's fun. It's like a pirate. That's what a pirate would do. Like a pirate would be disruptive and just F up your day, and you're just sailing the seas, and they come on your boat, and they're pirates.
Yeah, they're pirates.
Why is all the rum gone?
Where's all the rum going? And here's one thing that got me about this game, guys. They pitched an opener, and I never seen this, and apparently this is something that's been done a long time ago, and they used to do a lot. They would throw an opener. Now this Ryan Verducci, he threw for 1 2/3 innings.
You mean we pitched it? We started with a reliever.
Yeah, and then they brought Bido in here. Hold on.
Okay. No. Pitching an opener. That made no sense. I was trying to.
Yeah, he's just an opener. That's what they call him. It was an opening pitcher. He pitched 1 2/3. He struck 3 guys out. 3 of the 5 guys that he faced out.
That's not bad.
No hits, no earned runs, no walks, no nothing. Just 1 2/3 innings, 3 Ks, and then they bring in Bido, who was starting, games prior to this.
Yeah.
So they bring him in kind of like the secondary starter. Yeah, I've never seen this. Again, this is something new that I'm learning. They threw in openers, what they kept calling them, and then they bring Bido, and he throws 3 innings, gives up 4 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and gets 3 Ks. But I've never seen this either. There's so many things during this particular series here with the Angels that I'm learning about baseball.
I've seen it before where like a team has done that, like take a relief pitcher and have them start a couple. But yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it. It took me a minute to figure out what we were talking about. I was like, oh yeah, like I think it had to been like 5 years ago. Maybe I saw it. It was like a freak thing, but I don't know. Well, you never know with baseball and all their analytics and everything. It might be more common now than it was before. But my God, it's been forever.
I could honestly say I've never seen it, and if I have, I don't recall. The Pirates, they do not move an inch. They're still in the basement in this division. 11.5 games out. They do play the rubber match game today. Now, here's the thing, guys. They win yesterday. Let's just say they could win today. And then they go and play San Diego. This is, the closest thing to hope that we have. I mean, let's say if they win today, that would be 2 in a row. And then you go to San Diego, who's they're a pretty bad team. Don't get me wrong. I'm not really putting us above them, but, in a way, I guess you could count on some wins in this series, hopefully. But, this might be the closest thing that we have to hope for the rest of the season. As Derby mentioned yesterday, the schedule through August is looking tough. I don't see many great things happening. Endy Rodriguez hits his first home run. I thought it was his second, but it was his first home run last night.
First home run.
It was nice seeing him. He's the youngest pitcher since 1997 to be the youngest catcher to hit a home run for the Pirates in 97. It was Jason Kendall, of course. But Endy Rodriguez, he looks very, very confident and calm behind the plate. He was out there doing some Austin Hedges things and directing the, pitchers and framing and doing all these great things that Austin Hedges does.
He was all fired up there at the end.
He was
out with a Bednar, man. He was pounding the glove, hyping him up. It was nice to see.
I think you could kiss Austin Hedges' ass goodbye. I really do.
Oh God, I hope so.
I don't think it could have came. Here's the thing about Austin Hedges, and I know you're not supposed to do this, but I watched the thing the other day, and it was on the channel that they play the Pirate games, and they do these little specials. He's like a really great guy. They go to like these African villages that you have to walk like 3 days through tribal forests and shit to get to, and they take these people food and water and stuff that they don't have. I mean, they drink shit water. I mean, straight up mud water in some of these villages. And Austin Hedges and his family and his people, they go there and they walk for miles and days and they take. I mean, it's really cool stuff. But again,
he can stay there.
Baseball player, yeah. I mean,
he can stay there.
That's what you're good at. You're good at helping.
Go do humanitarian work. Stay away from the diamond. Yeah. Because my God, you are useless there.
But really cool stuff I've seen from him. Henry Davis is he's getting a reputation because he is now starting to get intentionally walked to get to other batters that are behind him. This kid, he is the real deal. I like watching all these young kids. It's a lot of fun between Endy and Davis. Troiolo finally, Mike, he finally does not get a hit in the game.
Bum. Get rid of him. Send him back down to the minors.
He is the first Pirate to have 13 game hitting streak somewhere within his first 18 games ever.
Yeah, it was an insane stat. Quite impressive.
Big Stacks must have heard me yesterday. He came out and had a big night. He went 2 for 5. He had 1 run and 1 RBI.
About time he did something.
This is your big dog. This is the guy that other teams are supposed to be afraid of. This is Big Stacks Brian Reynolds.
No, they're more afraid of Henry Davis.
You know what? Rightfully so.
They should be, yeah.
Let's see. Jack Sawinski. He is not going to. He probably won't be starting today. They face a lefty. The southpaw Tyler Anderson. Again, the rubber match today is at 4:07. Tyler Anderson 4-2 with a 5.17 ERA and 73 Ks on the season, facing off against Mitch Keller, who's 9-5, the All-Star. with a 3.73 ERA and 130 strikeouts. Let me tell you a couple things about Jack Suwinski. Jack Suwinski, the amount of at-bats needed to get the 39 home runs, which he has in his career right now, has been 587. He needed 587 at-bats to get 39 home runs. Barry Bonds, and I'm not comparing him to Barry Bonds, don't get me, but I just want to give you these numbers. 587 at-bats is what it took Jack. Barry Bonds, it took 920 at-bats to get to 39 home runs. Am I saying that Jack Suwinski is going to be the all-time home run leader? I'm not at all. I'm just saying if you look at things in perspective, that's a pretty wild number.
Yeah, it's a wild stat too, but you also have to think Bonds at that time, he was more of an all-around player. He'd hit for average, he'd hit for power, he'd steal bases. He was the first 30-30 guy in the league. And the league's different now. The ball is more livelier now, and people are more going for home runs. But you know what? I'm not taking anything away from Suwinski. That's impressive. Would you have anything better than one of the greatest players of all time? That's nice tip of the cap.
And I knew you were going to go there, so I did get a little.
I wasn't trying to go. I wasn't trying to be negative about it.
I did get a more well-rounded Jack Suwinski, some numbers. Also, most chances without an error in center field all time by the Pirates. 208 by Kenny Lofton in 2003. In 1972, Roberto Clemente is in third place with 204. And in second place on the Pirates all-time list, most chances without an error in a season, all-time, Jack Suwinski falls in at number 2 with 206.
Now that right there, fielding is fielding.
Yeah, but you're up there with Roberto Clemente. Where's everybody else over the years?
Clemente, Kenny Lofton. Lofton was no slouch as a defender. So that's really, really good company.
And don't get me wrong, he doesn't light up the screen. When you're watching the game, you're not sitting there going, "Oh, here comes Kenny," or "Here comes Jack Suwinski." He's very quiet at what he does. He's put up 20 home runs this season, and you don't hear about it. He has all these chances in the outfield with no errors. You don't hear about it. He's quiet. He's under the radar. That's what I kind of like about Jack Suwinski. And he's working his way up the stat charts by doing it very quietly.
Yeah, I think in the Pirates is the perfect team for him to be on, because on a really good team, a really competitive team, he'd be a bench player. He wouldn't be getting these chances because like we say, man, his batting against left-handed pitching is bad. But here in the Pirates, we can afford to even throw him out there occasionally against lefties. We're in a good team. He would be buried. He might be like the DH against right-handed pitching only. He wouldn't have a chance to play out in the field. So at least here on the Bucs, man, he's able to showcase his ability. And this might be the best team for him to be on, is on one of these bad teams where he can go out more or less every day and play.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more.
But I do have a feeling though, if he can ever figure out left-handed hitting, teams will be kicking down the doors to get this kid.
Yeah. Again, he goes up against Tyler Anderson today, who is a southpaw. So I'm sure he won't be getting the start, but you might see him late. Of course, that's what the Pirates been doing lately. They won't start him against the lefty, but later in the game when you're facing those right-handed relievers, it's a lot of times when we'll see Jack Suwinski show up in this situation. So a big win today would be nice. Again, though, once, as I said earlier, once you get so far back in the division as we are right now at 11.5 games, it's so hard to get back into it, because not only do you have to win all the games that you have to win, you're going to need 4 teams ahead of you to lose a lot of times on days that you win, in order for this to all fall into place for you as a baseball team. And as we've seen, this Pittsburgh Pirates team is anything but impressive at this point. So at this point we have 5 days till football camp starts, 19 days to our first preseason game, and 49 days before we play the 49ers. So it's not going to be too much Pirates too much longer. I'm fine with that. I think everybody else is fine with that. Nobody's fighting and screaming to keep these guys around longer than we have to, I don't think. Kenny Lofton was P on the board. How you doing this morning, sir? Kenny Lofton was one of my favorite, man. He was so fast. I love this guy. When he ran, it looked like he was gliding. I like these guys that are like this.
Yeah, and he was part of that great Indians team back in the day. I hated them because they were from Cleveland, but my God, how could you not?
The 97 team.
Yeah, I had so many good players on that team.
Derpy, you weren't even, I don't know, you were probably still shitting yourself. How old was you in 97 when the Indians were playing, though? Who was it? The Marlins in the World Series?
I was 1 year old.
You were 1 year old.
Yep.
What a year that must have been. First the Cleveland Indians, then Derpy.
All I know is that it was a painful loss in 97.
Yeah.
Worse than 16.
Was it really? Was
Derpy? Yep.
Was it? Why was it?
Even though we were up 3-1 in 16, we were one strike away, and then the Marlins came back and won it.
I remember being at the hospital for some reason in the waiting room watching this World Series, the one in 97. It was, I mean, it was a good one, man. They lost to the Marlins in that one, and then they lost to the Cubs in the 16, correct?
Yeah.
And look at this team, though. At least they're getting to the World Series. What are we doing?
Fair.
We're doing nothing.
That's why you have the Steelers, though.
We do have the Steelers. And you know what? There's no better time to jump ship from the Pirates and start talking a little bit about the Steelers. Before I let Derpy really take off, because he was he's
on a roll.
I was wound up.
Rare form before the show started. I want to ask you guys this. Everywhere that I'm looking on social media, anybody who's talking about the Steelers, anybody who's talking about how the season might go, I'm hearing a lot about Cam Hayward deserves to win a Super Bowl so bad. Cam Hayward deserves to win this.
He does.
They need to win it for Cam. Why? I'll go to both of you. Why is it that Cam Hayward deserves to win the Super Bowl so much, Mike?
No, let's start with Derpy.
Derpy,
he's the vet in the room.
He what?
He's the vet in the room.
What does that mean, though? Just because he's a veteran, he deserves a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
So for a guy in his career in playoffs, 7 games played, who has, he has 13 tackles in 7 games. How is that in games that matter, in games that are on the line? He has 13 tackles and 1 sack in the playoffs when it matters most. If he deserves a Super Bowl, those numbers would be a whole hell of a lot higher. He would be the one out there making a difference game in and game out in those playoff games. And he's not. He fades. When the light shines brightest, Cam Hayward shrinks. No, he recedes from the bright lights on the biggest stage of the game. No, he does not deserve a Super Bowl. You know, remember that year we lost against who was it, the Jacksonville? They ran up and down that defensive line. That front 7 couldn't do anything. Him and Stephon.
So you don't want them to win a Super Bowl?
I want them to win, but
he's very odd like this.
But you're saying he deserves a Super Bowl? He does not. I want my team to win, but saying he deserves it, they need to go out there and win it for him. No, Jerome Bettis deserved a Super Bowl because he showed up.
Yeah,
every single playoff game,
position, regardless of
he doesn't. But he's show up. He doesn't show up in the playoffs. 7 games, 13 tackles, 1 sack. How is that showing up when the games matter the most? To say you deserve one when you show up the most in the playoffs.
Can you
put it up
13 tackles and 1 sack?
Am I a defensive? Am I an NFL player? No. Is that my job? No. That is not my job. That is his job. He should be putting up those numbers. That is a stupid argument. That's like me saying, oh, this isn't your job, but you should be able to go to this job and do it. No, that's his job. He should be showing up in the best moments, and he can't. He can't hack it under the pressure. So, no, he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it.
Yes, we're not winning a Super Bowl, folks.
How does that make sense? Derpy? What? That makes no sense. I want my team to win the Super Bowl, but saying we have to win it for Cam. No, Jerome Bettis deserved the Super Bowl. He showed up in the playoffs. Cam Hayward does not show up in the playoffs. I don't understand how you don't understand that. One of them showed up. One of them showed up and played and made key plays.
I can't even remember the last playoff game we were in. I mean, we got to get to the playoffs before we.
Exactly.
Last playoffs we were in, he had 4 tackles. That's all. Nothing.
Defensive tackle. I mean, that's
how bad that game turned out. Though.
I think that you should. We could compare that to maybe other defensive tackles and see. I don't know.
No.
4 tackles for a defensive tackle to me sounds like a lot of tackles in a game.
Wow, so he had one good playoff game. This guy does not do anything in his career in the playoffs whatsoever. He disappears completely.
Derby, do you agree with this? Do you agree with what Mike's saying?
Absolutely not.
And you feel that this team should, they deserve to win it for Cam Hayward deserves to win it. And
for how long he's been there.
Okay.
Oh, so
regardless if he doesn't show up or not.
So their lifetime achievement awards now. So you just play long enough, you deserve one. Not that the effort that you put in when the games matter the most. It's just you've been there long enough. You deserve one.
All right, that's both sides. Of course, as always, let the listeners form their own opinion off of that. Real quick, jumping back to the board piece, that no one had even heard of the Marlins in '97. You know what? That is so true.
Yeah,
I remember when that was going on. I remember thinking to myself, the Marlins, really?
Why you got to bring it up?
They were always, of course, they were a '90s team. They came the same year as the Rockies, I could recall, and it was strange. It was strange to see the Marlins in that quick. Another Pittsburgh Steeler question I have for you guys. I want you to break it down for me. Top to bottom, AFC North. What's the division going to look like when the final whistle blows after week 18? Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Give me your order, starting from the team that's going to win the division to the team that's going to finish in the bottom. Derpy, what do you think?
This is a biased take, but Steelers, Bengals, Ravens, Browns.
Steelers,
Bengals, Ravens, Browns. All right, that's fair. Mike, what do you think, man?
Bengals. Ravens.
They have a running back.
They have a quarterback, Derpy.
They have a running back.
They have a quarterback.
A short arm running back.
They have a quarterback. He's a quarterback. And
number
MVP
3
quarterback. You know what? Screw it. Derpy wants to be this way. I'm going to be this way. The Browns and then the Steelers.
There you go.
You're trying to get canceled, Mike?
No, he's fine. This is
from
just
every
Mike.
Steeler fan ever.
You're finally meeting
fine. Steeler fans don't. I don't care what Steeler fans think about me.
Mike is the worst Steeler fan I've ever met.
Because I look at things from a logical perspective.
Yes,
I do.
What you do is you take what somebody else says and you take the total opposite argument.
No, because
tell me you don't do that. Tell me you don't do that.
No, because there's a thing amongst every fandom. It's like, oh, you have to like this guy and you have to hate this guy. No, I don't. If I like this guy, I'm going to like them guys.
Mike is his own man. There you go, everybody. We learned something today. Mike is his own man.
I don't follow the trend of, oh, this guy sucks. So everyone says he sucks, so he has to suck. No, I want to look into if it's true or not.
There you go. My pick is, I do think the Pittsburgh Steelers are tough enough to win this division. However, I think Cincinnati wins the division maybe by about 2 games. Pittsburgh in second, Baltimore third, Cleveland fourth is my prediction. People, as I was saying, are getting really crazy right now. These predictions and things that are being said on the internet, I think people are just running out of things to say. They're talking craziness. But again, that's why they play the game. So here we go. We got the regular season coming in 49 days, guys. The 49 days we play the 49ers. Check this interesting statistic out I got about Steeler quarterbacks. Check this out. The first Pittsburgh quarterback to throw for 400 plus yards in a game back in 1958 was Bobby Lane. Okay. Bobby Lane back in 1958. The next quarterback to throw 400 plus in a game was Tommy Maddox in 2002.
How about that?
Isn't that something? Considering that Terry Bradshaw, the Hall of Famer, played for quite some time in Pittsburgh. Cordell Stewart had an amazing, little section of a career here in Pittsburgh. But the very next person who came and threw for 400 plus after Bobby Lane in 1958 was Tommy Maddox, 2002.
Tommy Machine Gun Maddox, baby. XFL MVP.
Oh, geez, remember Tommy Maddox?
You probably, you would have been in kindergarten, maybe.
I remember Tommy Maddox. I remember Plexico Burris, Antoine Randall.
Derpy, as I came on today, you were mid-sentence. You were going on and on about one of our receivers. Now is your time. Let it out. Release it. We're not going to respond. We're not going to. I don't want to interfere. I want you to let it all out and tell us how you feel about this particular receiver.
Mike, you may hate me. You may mute me, but
no, I'm not going to mute you. I'm going to let you go.
I'm going to mute you. He already hates you, so no,
I know he does.
He does not hate
the man thinks Joey Porter is the greatest corner ever.
All right. So, all right. So this receiver is the one and only Deontay Johnson. What do you think about Deontay Johnson, Derby?
When I come on to the show today, before we started recording,
you were a firework.
I was a firework. I was in discussion on, social media with multiple fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I commented basically, if he doesn't score a touchdown before the deadline, we should trade. And I got all terrible replies.
So you were saying that if he doesn't score a touchdown by the trade deadline, the Steelers should trade him away, and the people in response were disagreeing. They were saying that shouldn't be the case.
Yes.
And this upsets you?
Yes, because of how many Hall of Famer receivers we've had. He hasn't done a thing. He didn't do a thing last year at all, besides, get yards and then run 5 yards back.
And then this is what you were saying? This is what we were saying back to them?
The inconsistency, why I'm mad.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And many, fans are mad at DJ.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If he's our best receiver, why doesn't he have a single touchdown?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, you know what? In all fairness, I want to see this whole crew of receivers step up this year. I want to, go ahead. I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to intervene.
I'm just saying he should be on the hot seat, and the Steelers should consider it if he does not score a touchdown. I'm not saying to go through.
Let me ask you this, Derby. Why do you think
on the hot seat, though?
Why do you think that he's not? Do you think it's too soon? Do you think maybe that's a fair enough assessment as to say, let's wait to the trade deadline and take a look at it and see where he's at then? Why do you think that he's already not on the hot seat? Why do you think that this past offseason, there wasn't talks of him being dealt? Why do you think to this point there's still debate, Derby?
I think there's a little biased
within
how he played with Ben.
Okay.
Yeah, with Ben, real quick, he had over 2,700 yards his first 3 years and 27 touchdowns. Those are really good numbers.
And I'm just saying.
So you want to trade
away? Be in the hot seat and maybe see what you can get.
What do you think? What do you think?
Going to take his spot?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
If you trade him from this, if you trade him now from this current group, because
he doesn't deserve that money.
Who's going to? Oh well, for the league average says for what he did for 2,700 yards or.
No debate. Just asking questions.
The league said that's his contract is that's what he was worth. That is the league average for that type of production coming out that early. So if we trade him, who are we going to?
I wonder what the money production is for what the production he had last year. If he never came off of the 2,700 yards and came in and had that season, wonder what people would say.
They would. So if he just had that one season as a rookie year, let's say that was his rookie year, 882 yards catches on 882 yards and 86 receptions, no touchdowns, they would say, wow, that's a lot of potential right there. You can see the potential there.
I didn't see it. I mean, I'm not disputing you. I know the numbers, but I'm just saying there was never a point during the last season where I thought to myself, yeah, but don't get me wrong. There was a couple of times I did cheer for him when he made some catches, and you know what? I want him to all catch. Again, this is just Derpy's take. Derpy's aggravation, which is fine. We do have to start to wrap things up here shortly, guys. I do want to say the Pittsburgh Riverhounds took an L yesterday. They took an L. They finally took an L. You want to know when the last time they lost was, Mike? April 22nd was the last time the Pittsburgh Riverhounds lost. April 22nd. They take a loss to Charleston yesterday, 3-1. Their next game is on Wednesday against the Indy 11, which is on the CW and ESPN Plus. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website, man?
Dumyinzers.com. Everything you need for us is over there. There's more links. My God, for us, especially check out that Spotify one. Every single episode we have ever done is on there. When you're there, check out the merch store. We definitely have the Bob Nothing merchandise. Show your displeasure. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Like on the board, he says the great Tommy Maddox didn't even need to wear a helmet with that hair.
That hair was amazing. That thing was a thing of beauty.
I always like Maddox. Everyone's out there; they're all big and strong looking, and he had those noodle arms that just kind of hung from his shoulder pads, and he had like the chin underneath there. And Maddox, he was a specimen. We're gonna the last day of our Angels trivia today. We will be moving on to San Diego tomorrow. So again, this is who the Pirates are playing. This is the trivia we're going with. Today is a California, Anaheim, Los Angeles Angels question. Guys, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. Derpy, you ready?
Let's
yourself
go.
Together.
Here we go.
All right. Here we go. Who was the youngest player in MLB history to reach 100 home runs and 100 stolen bases? I'm looking for the youngest player in MLB history to reach 100 home runs and 100 stolen bases. You got to remember, guys, this is an Angels question. So think about that for a minute. In the meantime, we're live every day, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, every week. We are live right here. You can check us out. And the show that we do live every day, we upload over on Spotify at 8 p.m. every day. So if you just want to, you just have a chance to put it on in the car, maybe put some earbuds in while you're at the gym, whatever your case may be, we're readily available. As I said, right here live every day. In the same exact episode gets uploaded over on Spotify in podcast form at 8 p.m. every day. Check it out.
Yeah, Pete. Yeah, you should have went and saw Barbie.
I'm thinking Oppenheimer. Think about this Oppenheimer. I don't even know what it is, but everybody's saying go see Oppenheimer.
It's just like a bunch of dudes sitting around in the room talking.
I don't care for that.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
All right, guys. So the trivia of the day on the board. P says Mike Trout.
That's my guess. That's my guess as well.
All right. Let me repeat the question. Remind our listeners what it is. Who was the youngest player in MLB history to reach 100 home runs and 100 stolen bases? P on the board says Mike Trout. He's just guessing. Mike, he also says Mike Trout. Derpy, what do you think? Who do you think was the youngest player in MLB history to reach 100 homers and 100 stolen bases?
Michael Trout.
Mike Trout. So all three of you guys, this is pretty easy as far as you guys are concerned. So let me go ahead and lock you in. All right, there we go. You guys are locked in.
What would be like Bonds
on Mike Trout. Here we go. Who was the youngest player in MLB history to reach 100 home runs and 100 stolen bases? Everybody said Mike Trout. Everybody.
Not Mike Trout.
The answer, of course, is Mike Trout. Good job,
guys.
Let's
go.
Good job.
Oh, boys.
He still has no clutch gene.
Yeah, P, I don't think they're showing Oppenheimer in Japan. Good call. Good call.
So there you have it. Good job, fellas. As always, Mike Trout was the answer. Mike, before we take off for the day, do you have anything to leave us with?
Yes. Baltimore's running back has thrown for 101 touchdowns and only 38 interceptions. In 1 year, he was 36.
I think they were all against the Steelers, all them interceptions.
So, yeah, Derpy, that's not bad for a running back. I would take that running back on my team any day of the week. Better than 7 and 9. Just saying.
See, now you're crazy. Why do you always do this at the very end? Because I'm going to freak out. You start talking about my guy.
That's why I do it. Just to get a reaction out of you guys. I'm sorry.
Derpy, what do you got, man?
I'm going to end off on something Yinzers may know.
Okay.
I'm a special document. Terry.
All right.
This is referring to the Steelers. Put yourself in this difficult situation. You're a professional football player. Your team is on the road. And your team bus has just arrived outside Pittsburgh's Heinfield Acrisure Stadium. There are 31 teams in the NFL. Then there are the Pittsburgh Steelers. There you go.
All right, do the punchline now.
But
oh my God. All right.
I mean, that's all I got. I mean,
Hey, it's all right.
I just missed the old swag, okay?
All right. The old swag was good. I get it. All right, Derpy. Relax.
And it seems like it could be coming back this year.
I like it. I'm feeling really good about this team. I think that
that was cringe, and I understand. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Hey.
Tim Tebow could have been a Hall of Famer.
See, this is what I'm saying. All the crazy stuff comes out now. Tim Tebow. How long did Tim Tebow even play? He was like Johnny Manziel. He was only in the league for a couple of years, wasn't he? Anybody? No.
I have no idea.
No.
I'm not looking it up.
Yeah.
No, me either.
Only thing I know,
I said enough today.
I'll just
101 touchdowns to 32 picks, Derpy. That's all I know. I'll take that running back any day of the week.
I wouldn't want him. I'm happy with what we have. I wouldn't want this guy. He gets hurt often, and he can't play the Steelers well. That's why.
Well, if he was on the Steelers, he wouldn't have to play the Steelers.
Yeah, exactly. So I know the kind of guy this. I know that. All I'm saying, hey, that's all right. I don't want him. You could have him. But hey, we do have to take off. We would appreciate everybody for checking us out. We thank everyone. We appreciate every single one of you. For Derpy, Mike, myself, the two Dum Yinzers, everybody have